Hey, and welcome to Incredible. Incredible lets you create AI agents that automate your daily repetitive tasks, and it's as easy as describing your workflow in plain English. Let's go ahead and create an agent that every morning automatically sends me a summary of my last day's emails in Slack. All right, every morning at 8, summarize my emails from the last day and send me the summary in Slack. Let's go ahead and create this. Incredible's interface consists of two main parts. First, the agent on the right side. The agent is very simple. It is a written text that describes our task in detail and shows us which applications it's connected to. On the left is our Incredible chat. It helps us set up the agent and ask us questions to make sure the agent does what we want. Here, we can see it has asked me to provide which channel in Slack the summary should be sent to and which time zone I am in. I'll go ahead and provide these details. Now, we see that we have just created the first version of our agent. Let's look at the agent for a moment. The agent is made up of two parts. First, the task. This is what the agent will do, and it contains all the instructions needed to complete the workflow. It is important that this section includes every detail needed for each step of the workflow. The second part is the applications, which we see here. This agent currently has Gmail and Slack connected. We can add or remove apps by clicking the Add Remove Apps button, or by talking to the assistant that sets up the agent in the chat. Now, let's set up the schedule for this agent. We want it to run daily at 8 a.m. Stockholm time. Let's enable this. Before enabling, we need to connect our accounts so Incredible can perform the actions needed to complete the workflow. There we go. As you can see, the agent is now scheduled. This means it will automatically run every morning at 8 a.m. If we want, we can also test this agent by pressing the play button in the top right corner. Here we see the agent start to perform the task based on our task description. It's fetching the emails, finding our user in Slack, and performing some analysis to summarize the information. Now it wants to send it. We will approve this. We'll stop this agent once it is finished. Now we have a fully working email digest ready for the morning. Let's try another example. Instead of receiving a summary every morning, we want Incredible to automatically forward any emails directly to us in Slack as soon as they arrive. Incredible is connected to hundreds of applications and can perform actions when certain events happen. Let's try this out. When we get an email, forward it to ourselves in Slack. This is a simple task, but we could be much more specific. For example, we could ask that when we receive an email containing an invoice or receipt, it should be forwarded to the team accounting channel in Slack. Or we could add more details and make the workflow as granular as we want. However, for this demonstration, we'll keep it simple. As you can see, the agent has been configured through the chat. It says to get the email details from the triggered Gmail message, format the email, find the user in Slack, and send it. Now, Incredible is prompting us to set up the Gmail trigger. Let's do this quickly. When we set up a Gmail trigger, or any application trigger, a small pop-up will appear describing which trigger is being set and what is happening. We can check the advanced configuration, but in this case, we'll just save. Of course, we need to connect our accounts so Incredible can access them. There we go. Let's set up this trigger. Once an application trigger has been configured, we can test the trigger or publish the agent to run automatically in the background. At any time, we can come back and edit this agent. For now, let's test the trigger to make sure it works. When we click the Test Trigger button, we see that it's not listening for a trigger yet. Here, it's waiting for an email or a message to test the agent. So, whenever we get an email, this agent will start running. In this case, we'll send ourselves an email so we can see this in action. It may take a few minutes for some triggers to work. This is because they are constantly observing the application and trying to detect when to trigger the agent. Please be patient during this step. We can always visit our documentation pages to learn more about triggers, scheduling, and agents. It's a highly recommended resource for anyone getting started with agents. There we go. The agent has picked up our message and is now finding the user in Slack. There we go. It wants to send a message. We can go ahead and approve this. Perfect. Task complete. This is how simple it is to get started. If we want to run this agent in the background automatically every time we get an email, all we have to do is click the little Publish button in the top right corner. It will ask for confirmation. And after publishing, this agent will run in the background whenever it is triggered. We can always come back to see what it has done. Let's publish this. Now, the agent is live and will run automatically in the background. If we want to see previous runs and triggers that have happened in the background, we can go to the History tab in the top left corner to view this. Adian's Play History. This is how easy it is to get started with this. Incredible, thank you.